So the next topic we have here is legal terminology. Um,
That's fun.
yeah. So when people are doing their own divorce, all they have to go on is what it says on the form. For instance, the summons literally says, and it is a lawsuit, right? It is, but you don't. I guess I don't think of it that way anymore because we do this from an amicable viewpoint. But it says on the summons, you are being sued, right? And it gives you all the instructions on, you need to file a response in 30 days. If you don't, your spouse is going to get everything that they want. I'm putting that in plain English, but that's what it's kind of saying. Like you'll lose your rights, and it's very scary language. And so people follow that instruction because that's what it says, and it seems as if there's no other option in doing that from a procedural standpoint, even when amicable. So we'll get people calling me that have maybe struggled with their divorce for a year or two, and they have their paperwork filed, and I'll see that they filed the petition. It was personally served, like they had a process server or sheriff go serve their spouse, even though they're amicable, which is not necessary. I'll go back on that. And then the next thing they did was file the response. So you paid the petition fee $435. Then you file the response, another $435, and they're amicable. As opposed to my clients, because I'm I'm working with both, facilitating the process. The response isn't necessary if you're in agreement with your spouse. So why do I say that? Simply to save my clients money. We get our both clients through the divorce on just a single filing fee, not filing the response intentionally. So to those of you who are saying, hey, I don't want to pay someone to do my divorce, I want to save money, you've paid twice the amount of court fees already that you should have working with me, and you paid a process server probably $125. And then at the end of the day, because I'm not saying you don't know what you're doing, but you don't, and it's complicated, the process. They still come to me and hire me after all of that, paying twice the fees, process server, 2 or 3 years in the process, and then they end up hiring me anyways. So, and I've had that happen. I've seen people who've consulted with me. I gave them, here's what we charge. And I have a pretty good database I've had for 4 or 5 years now. So I'll get maybe them set up a consultation. I always see if I've talked to them before. And oftentimes it's someone I talked to a year or two ago that I quoted them, and then they went and tried it on their own, which, I get it. You're trying to save money. But at the end of the day, it's just a very tricky process. And we're talking about the terminology part of it. People say uncontested divorce. They just use the phrases that they have, the serving, and it's a scary process. It's the courts. It's like, it's a very challenging process, especially when you can't get help on the phone. You can't get help. There's no self-help center really technically anymore. You can't go in. Back in the day, I volunteered at the courts in their self-help center, and just to get experience in working with people representing themselves. And they would line out the door. This was when it was at San Fernando. There'd be a line out the door to get in. You can only get so many people in, and to help them with their paperwork. And you basically, they're filling it out. We're kind of answering their questions and all that. That's gone. It's I mean,
you must be very busy then.
Good for me. And please make it more challenging and more difficult to get through, so people need me. I know that's not fair to say, but it's a reality.
Yeah. Wow. I think it's what you do is a true gift. It's we just got to get you out, known more in the world. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know that your service, like you said, doesn't exist. They don't even know that that's a possibility. So
yeah,
getting out there is big.